Well, I decided to go fix my lunch, and this is what awaits me in the kitchen. Yeah. Alrighty. Dirty dishes all over the place. Alright. As you can see, I don't have a refrigerator, just my freezer. Alright. Now that I've made you really, really dizzy, first thing I gotta do is heat up some water so that I can wash out some of these dishes and make myself a little bit of lunch. But I also have to have some jars for the food that I'm organizing. So I'll wash those while I'm washing dishes. So I filled up the pot and turn it on so I can have some hot water. The reason I don't use the hot water from the tap is because the water heater is back in that room, and I'll show you. The messy room. You see the water heater over in the corner? Alright, the hot water has to travel down under the floor, all the way over, past this door, past the cabinets, to reach to the sink. Alright, what's the big deal? Well, that's at least 15 feet from the water heater, so that every time I turn on the hot water, it has to empty out 15 feet of cold water, which goes straight down the sink and the drain and dirty sink. And that's 15 feet of cold water that has to come in and replace it from outside. So that's 30 feet of water. It's cold water traveling. But if I just use a pan on the stove, it doesn't have to travel anywhere. I walk it from the sink to the stove. Maybe I should explain that a little bit better. Cold water has to come into the water heater to replace the water coming out of the water heater, if that makes sense. So when water comes from the water heater to the sink, that's 15 feet of cold water, hot water replacing cold water in the pipes. Alright, when I use the hot water and that 15 feet comes through, there's 15 feet of water coming into the water heater that must be reheated, and it makes the water that's in the water heater cooler, so you have to reheat it again. That's a lot of extra electricity being used, and I'd rather not use that much, so I just put hot water on the stove, heat it up with gas, which is gas in my area is much cheaper than electric, so it saves me money in the long run. It's a little bit of work, but I can walk water to the stove and back. Okay, hope that works. I'll make another video in a little while.